Good morning and happy March 25th, 1765. Welcome back to the Colonial Tea. We're your hosts, Abigail Adamson, Lydia White, Molly Perk, and Charity Smith.
First up, breaking news. New updates on the Stamp Act and live interviews with three special guests who give their opinions and concerns. Molly?
The Stamp Act was implemented by King George III in Parliament to gain money to support the British military in our colonies.
The Act placed a tax on most printed paper in the colonies, such as legal documents, newspapers, pamphlets, and advertisements.
Some colonists are infuriated by the new act and are starting to revolt against it, while other colonists are on the side of the British and that the tax is signaling a change in colonial policy.
Most colonists do not agree with the Stamp Act because it is the first direct tax that was passed without representation. Molly has met with Patriot Elizabeth Jackson of Massachusetts to hear about what she has to say about this new act.
Hi Elizabeth, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Hi Molly, I'm happy to be here with you, but extremely frustrated on the new Stamp Act. The British just keep throwing out these new tariffs on us and expects us to just take it.
What would you like the British Parliament to do to make the frustration avoided?
Parliament just sent out this act, and it could have been different if the British royalty just sent out our new pleas for the representation. If we had representation, we could have a voice in these tariffs and maybe make more them responsible for the colonies as a whole.
Thank you for your words. We'll be back.
Welcome back to the Colonial Tea. I'm one of your hosts, Lydia White. On today's segment, we're talking about the different views on the new Stamp Act. We just talked to Elizabeth Jackson, a loyal patriot, and now here's an opposing view from Ezekiel Lex.
Hi, I'm Charity, here with our special guest Ezekiel. What are your thoughts on the new Stamp Act?
Hi, Charity. I think that the Stamp Act is a great way to pay back our motherland for all that they do for us. They support us and provide us with protection. The least we can do is pay a few taxes so that they can fix the debt from the 7 Years' War.
Thank you so much for that insightful view. Now back to the studio with Abigail.
Thank you, Charity. Next up, we did not have the opportunity to speak personally with someone who lives in Great Britain, but John Jacobs expressed his opinions on the Stamp Act in the British Times earlier this week.
He told the reporter that he thinks the Stamp Act is a great way to raise money for the British without approval of colonial legislators. Jacob is fully supportive of the Stamp Act and has high hopes that colonies cooperate in order for the tax to stay in place.
Justin, the Townshend Act's duties are taking over the colonies.
Indeed they are. Chancellor Charles Townshend proposed another tax measure to the Parliament.
Parliament enacted new duties to be collected on colonial imports of tea, glass, and paper. The duties also provided for the search of private homes for smuggled goods, and all the officials needed was a general license to search called the right of assistance.
At first, most colonists accepted this act, but they all strongly objected this and started protests.
The Townshend duties also suspended New York's assemblies for resistance of the Quartering Acts.
We spoke to a British councilman who has a strong opinion on the protesting of the Townshend duties.
We were disgusted with the amount of protesting against these new acts, which were just enacted to help finance the British troops and gain revenue. It clearly was not working, so we were forced to repeal the tariffs, he strongly stated when we met with him.
And now, we have an important question from one of our viewers. At Patriot Pat 1767 asked us how we think that these new acts by Parliament will help to unite the colonies to create an American identity.
I think that our shared hatred of the taxes will really bring us together to fight this injustice.
If we all come together to fight, the colonies will be able to unite as a whole.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Colonial Tea. Tune in next week to hear more on the colonies and Great Britain's relationship.
And that's the tea.
I think that... Are you kidding me?
No, I'm gonna we're gonna laugh again. Alright.
Well,
Okay.
and Charity Smith.
I messed that up a lot.
That was really good.
You shouldn't be here.
Colonists cooperate in order to stay in peace. Please.
Ready?
Wait, I don't need these.
Indeed they are. Chancellor Charles Townshend.
So sorry. Indeed they
All
are.
the officials' needs was... sorry.
The Townshend Acts are also... Wait. Go back. Duties are suspended New York... Okay.
Townshend Act. Okay. It's fine.
We were disgusted with the amount of protest...
Can we restart that? Together to fight, the colonies will be able to...
Next week to hear more on the colonies and Great Britain's relationship.
And that's the tea.
Allie's face
guys.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.